Lecture 4 Why Can't You Let Your Subordinates Occupy Your Time Casually, Part 2. 2. Time allocation is resource allocation. Very well, let's talk about time management when it comes to getting things done. I once coached a CEO who came to me with various issues, ranging from business partnerships to corporate strategy, and asked for my advice. I immediately sensed that his mind was cluttered with too many decisions to make, lacking focus. So I asked him, put those aside for a moment and tell me, what do you think is the most important thing for your company right now? Of course, he answered, but I kept questioning him, are you sure? Is there anything more important? Why is this the most important thing? We spent 3 hours that afternoon, and I kept asking him the same questions until he firmly said, yes, that's it. Now, imagine what the CEO was forced to do during those 3 hours. Because I asked him to only focus on one thing, he had to categorize and prioritize his work, giving up on some tasks and trying to find the one that would bring the greatest return to the company. Finding that one thing was crucial in determining the direction of the company. After finding it, I asked the CEO, do you have answers to those questions you asked earlier? He smiled and said he did because he found that many of the issues he had been struggling with suddenly had answers. Do you see? A high-quality, crucial decision can eliminate many choices that need to be made, saving the CEO time and energy. You can also ask yourself 2 questions. First, how do you categorize your work? Second, do you feel more relaxed and efficient with your current categorization method? If you don't categorize or if your categorization is too complex, it means you haven't deliberately managed your time, and you're an inefficient manager who is being pushed around by work. So, how do you categorize? It's actually quite simple. There are 2 categories, things that must be done, such as daily chores, and things that truly drive the team forward. The first category is called the vortex of life, which we cannot avoid, but we must be careful not to get sucked into it. How can we avoid it? You only need to do 2 things. Determine the target and push forward with key tasks. Continuously reduce the burden and improve efficiency. Determining the target means knowing what is important and ensuring continuous progress. Do you remember the CEO I mentioned at the beginning? He guaranteed 4 hours a week to push forward with the most important tasks, no matter what. I also know another CEO who works in retail. You know, the nature of retail is constant trivial tasks, often leaving one wondering, what am I even doing? So his approach is to review the progress of key tasks every week to keep himself on track. I also know a CEO who travels frequently, and his rule is to think about and push forward with the most important tasks while waiting for his flight at the airport. You can be creative and find a way that suits your environment and personality. The second thing is to continuously reduce the burden and improve efficiency. That is to say, when dealing with daily work, focus on the key points and constantly hand over parts that should not be done by you. The stronger a manager's personal abilities, the more likely they are to do things themselves. The CEO I mentioned earlier also faced this problem, so he arranged to do 3 things. Take an hour in the morning to deal with miscellaneous matters that would make him uneasy if not done. Make a list every day, decide on the 2 or 3 most important things for the day, and only focus on the key points of each task. And most importantly, think about which tasks should be handed over. How to judge? Hand over tasks that do not create significant value. The CEO in retail handed over the recruitment work because he knew his value in that area was limited. However, he had to personally participate in the training of new employees because he knew it was worth his investment. He believed it was a good opportunity to convey the company's culture. You can refer to these methods, but please note, don't be greedy, don't rush, start with the easiest part and constantly adjust your plan. Taking small steps is more likely to lead to success than taking big leaps. Also, the higher your position, the higher the demands of your work, and it becomes more important to maintain a good state. At this point, your hobbies or spending time with your family are actually very important, as they can recharge you. So you should also treat these things as key tasks. In this lecture, we talked about the skills of managing people and managing things. For CEOs and executives, the focus is not on managing time, but on managing themselves, separating the most valuable things from other things, and then focusing on the target and deliberately giving up. Of course, in reality, it is very difficult to do this alone, especially at the beginning. I highly recommend finding a professional support system, such as a coach, to help you.